Hey everyone, welcome to the Real Estate Hour with Brandy and
Leah.
And today we are just really excited to have you here. My name again is Brandy Marshall, specializing in residential real estate, commercial leases, and just helping people understand the value of home ownership. Again, this is my partner.
Leon Brett. I'm also a part of the GID Realty team. I specialize in VA, helping the vets inquire loans and get information that can help them obtain a loan. So for all my vets out there, if y'all need some help, I'm the guy to talk to. Definitely tune in to more shows that we're going to be having. And we have Shelton.
Yes, today our special guest here is Sheldon.
With NRL.
NRL Mortgage.
All right. So Shelton is actually here to talk to us about the importance of mortgage and what it means and how long he's been in the industry. And so Sheldon, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I've been in the industry for 6 years. Before that, I was a realtor trying to do what you do. I couldn't do it. And realized that fairly quickly. And then I went into new home sales and did well at that. And then eventually graduated over to mortgage and absolutely love it. I work for NRL Mortgage. My branch is here. It's in Fort Worth, right off of University.
Fort Worth, give it up. Woo, woo, woo.
Harris County, love it. Specialize in all mortgages, but I really love the veterans, working with the veterans, and also self-employed borrowers who are typically overlooked because tax situations and things like that. I'm able to find creative ways to help them people buy homes. My dad's a self-employed borrower. I know the struggles he went through, so I always look for opportunities to help those who are often looked over. And but overall, I love mortgage in general. So if you're buying a home or interested in buying a home, give me a shout. Let's talk about it, and we'll get you moving.
Cool. Sounds good.
And we'll also leave Sheldon's information in the live comments, so that if you want to contact him, just let us know, or we'll also leave our information as well, so that if you do have any questions that are related to real estate and not just mortgage, then you can talk to us as well.
We have a list of questions that the team has gathered from previous clients, and we're gonna give Sheldon.
We're going to start it off right.
Start off and see what's going on. So the first question we have is, what does a buyer need to get a mortgage? Other than, the typical, the credit, debt to income ratio, typical things. Is there anything that you think that?
Like first-time homeowners. Like, what is a first-time homeowner? If you never owned a home, you're interested in owning one, you're kind of afraid, you don't know where does a first-time homeowner begin if they don't know anything about the process?
Yeah. The first thing I would say is they should definitely sit down with, if they don't know anything about the process, should sit down with a realtor like you,
right.
And ask as many questions as they can, because I will always say gather your information first.
Right.
You learn what you're going to do, because you can go anywhere from a starter home up
right.
to a mansion. So you definitely need to have a conversation inside your family. So if you're married or walking towards marriage, you need to sit down and discover a budget for your family. What can you afford to pay before you contact any professional? Because at the end of the day, we can help them get the home, right?
Right.
But we're not going to be there for the next 360 months helping them with the payments.
Right.
So the first thing you do is set a boundary for yourself, set a budget,
right.
And then you bring in the professionals. We're going to, when they get down to the loan portion, what the bank is going to be looking for primarily is their ability to repay. So
right.
basically, income, how much do you earn monthly compared to what you want to qualify for? What's your credit score? Your credit doesn't have to be perfect. Especially with your first-time home buyer scenario, your FHA loans, your loans are designed for people who are either getting started in life or have had financial difficulties in life. Right. They don't require a whole lot. They just want you to be strong as a person, more or less, than financially strong. So they're going to look at the minimum credit score requirement. They're going to look at your ability to repay with your income. And then they're going to look to see if you have any money to invest in your new home. That's very important. A lot of people hear zero down, and they get that stuck in their head that they're going to physically walk into a home without writing a check ever. And that's pretty much impossible.
Yeah, definitely seen that.
Right. Because even if I'm a great lender, and a lot of times I can find a way to keep the cost down at the closing table, but there's monies involved, as you know, before they even get to closing. There's earnest money, there's option fee, appraisals, inspection. So before you even get to the table, sometimes you could be at a $2,000 or $3,000. So it's impossible to say you're going to buy a home with zero. Right, that's it.
Right.
So definitely have a small budget for yourself or ability to come up with the money, whether it's 401k, tax returns coming in, so we get ready to go into tax season. That's a huge opportunity for a lot of people, and move yourself forward. But let's probably say have a plan, have a budget, definitely consult a professional realtor and a loan officer, and to have some kind of savings to get into your.
So is there a certain amount that you recommend that a buyer have saved? You know, sometimes, I know it does depend upon like the sales price of the house, you know, how much they're actually gonna have to come to the table with, but is there kind of like a baseline? And you think that if you're even thinking about it, that they should have in the bank? Because I get that question a lot, like how much money do you think I need? How much? And I'm just kind of like, well, you know, that's a.
Yeah. I think right now, the way the rates are going and things like that, the way credits are going, the sellers controlling the market, I think this kind of it's difficult if they have anything under $3,000.
Right.
You know, I think that would be. I mean, I used to have this conversation, say 1,000 to 1,500, right?
Right.
Like a year or two ago, but now if you're on anything under $3,000, it's really difficult because now what's common, and you probably know better than I do, but earnest money is generally 1%.
Right.
So if you're buying a $200,000 home, that's 2,000 earnest money right there.
Yeah.
Then you have inspection with 400, 500,
Right.
they're going, and then appraisal is generally paid up front. That's 575.
Right.
So you know that's 3,000, basically just as signing.
Right.
So it's almost impossible to do it for anything under $3,000. So I would say $3,000 is a good baseline.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, the next question we have is, if you have bad credit, how do you improve it? What would be like your advice for somebody who's like just sitting right there at that margin and needs to make that step to get that credit score to that 580, that 620?
I can tell you what I did personally was just usage, credit card usage. You know, bringing down the balances. That was huge for me. I mean, I was stuck like at a 642 for almost 2 years.
Yeah.
And my fiance actually is the one that taught me how to the usage of how much you owe your credit limit versus what you owe.
Yeah.
And I started paying those down. Some of them I actually increased the credit limit, so it still got below the 30% threshold. And within a month or two, I jumped. Finally, got into the 700 club. I didn't pay off any of my past collections. I kept my current debts on time, and I brought down my usage to show that I was not living off of the credit. And organically, it increased within 2 or 3 months. So that's a lot of people start trying to pay off things from 5, 6, 7 years ago that may or may not actually be impacting your credit score anymore.
Right.
One of the great tools we have now in mortgage that we have is called a credit analyzer, where I could actually, after I pull that credit, I could run that credit through the analyzer and make suggestions on what they need to do to boost their scores. And oftentimes, the suggestions is more or less paying down debt than paying off collections.
Right.
Very seldom am I saying, hey, go pay that medical bill, or hey, go pay this collection off. Usually it's like, hey, you have $1,000 credit card and you owe $700, pay that down to $300.
Right.
Simple things, right? So it's benefiting you because you're not paying a debt, and you're also bringing down how much you owe, which is getting you out of debt anyways. Money
Right.
you're going to pay regardless, so you're moving yourself forward instead of backwards. Right?
So 30% underneath. So if they have a card that's like, say, $500, they don't need to pay more than or be spending monthly over $135, right? So they need to pretty much understand that revolving debt doesn't need to go higher than $135 so that they can prove to creditors that they understand how credit works. Is that what I'm hearing you say?
Exactly. You definitely want to stay under that 30%. And that's and a lot of times you have to cushion for the interest.
Right.
Because if you put it right at $130, $135, and then the interest is $15 for that month,
Right.
well, now you're
going
over, and that's when they're going to see the interest is going to hit at the close of the statement. But then that's when they're going to report to the credit bureaus. Mm-hmm. So if you set it right there at 135 and then $15 in interest, so when they report is at 150, you're over 30%.
Right.
You actually gave that money away. So if 135 is your limit, then you want to be somewhere around 120 at the close of the statement. That way that allows room for the interest.
Right, to give you some margin there.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And also for so I come across a lot of clients who don't have any credit cards. So do you recommend like secure cards to start off, or?
I mean, if that's the only way for them to build, they kind of don't have a choice. Or if they can, I took a ride on my dad's credit, added myself as an authorized user. And so he helped me. And that was one. And then when my fiance and I got together, she added to one of her her oldest cards too,
Right.
because I got those retro points because she's been there with them for 15 years.
Right.
So she added me. That was probably one of the biggest boosts I've had. And then I paid it forward. I just recently did my sister's loan, and she had weak credit because she didn't use it, and I added her to my oldest card, and we just help the family, just helping each other grow and build, because everyone wants you to have good credit, but no one wants to be the first one to give you credit, right? And so we can help each other. Then once you add it as authorized user, you get that history, then you can apply for your own card and move yourself forward. And that's
right. And I wanted to just touch on that. Like, people don't understand how important credit history is and how that's a huge factor in when a mortgage company or a lender is looking at you to give you a loan. They want to see that history. So guys, if you have anybody in your family that's got a credit score or it's got of over 600 or 700, and they have multiple credit cards that they're in good standing and it's under 30% in utilization, hey, ask them to say, can I get on your credit card? And I don't need a card, just add me as an authorized user and allow me to borrow some of your history a little bit. So
piggyback and get rid of it.
That's it. Help each other pay it forward too. Don't forget to turn back once you get there and help the next person.
Right. Well, kudos for that, because you know what? It's all about that. It's all about us coming together, empowering each other, and helping each other out.
Yeah, it definitely is. All right, next question. How long is a mortgage rate good for? As far as like the locked-in rate and.
Okay. So typically, the first time you hear a rate is going to pre-qualification. So if you, let's say today you apply today, and I call and say you're pre-qualified, and the rate is, or the APR is whatever, anywhere from 5 to 6%. That's that day's rate because it's not locked in. So tomorrow it can change for the good or for the worse. And so until you're locked in is what they call floating, which means you whatever day you do lock in, you're going to get that day's rate. So I would say if it's not locked, it's only good for that conversation, because I can actually hang up the phone and the rates can change. Control, the market is better than control. If you do lock in a rate, you do have different time periods. Some companies lock them in for 10 days, 15 days. There's 21-day locks. I've seen 30 days, 60 days. So it depends on your lock period. And that's going to be determined on how long it's going to take the lender to close your loan. Right. The average is going to be 30 days. Right. Okay? Now, after that 30 days, on the 29th day, if the loan is delayed because there's repairs or weather or whatever, then the loan officer is going to have to extend the rate. You can extend it, but it does have a small cost. Right. Every company is different what they charge, but they're going to charge you basically per day to extend it. But so that comes in handy because you don't want to lose your lock, because it may raise to be a half a point later, 60 days later. Right. So you just want to extend that one. So it just depends. That's a really good question to ask your loan officer: is how long are you locking my interest rate?
Yeah, for sure. I would say typically, how good is a pre-approval good for us? You got a lot of people that get that pre-approval, but then they have to shoot right then and there. They have to find something super quick. Yeah. The time frame for pre-approval, you say 90 days, right?
Well, the letter is going to say 90 days. And honestly, the pre-approval is the letter is only as good as the loan. I have people every day that call and they're already in a contract in 20 days or their 30-day contract is expired, and they just realize that they don't qualify. Because legally, you have pre-qualification letters, which you're going to see more often now. It's pre-qualifications.
Yeah.
Right.
And to get a pre-qualifications, if you call me right now and say, hey, my credit is 720, this is my income, this is my debt, what do I qualify for? At that point, I have to give you a pre-qualification letter that says that you're pre-qualified for X.
Right.
And then you can take that and go out and waste a realtor time or look at homes or do whatever you want.
Right.
And then once you get on the contract, then I can legally ask for your financial documents to prepare you for underwriting.
Right.
Well, when I get your check stubs and come to find out that you don't make 75,000, you make 30,000, and you don't have a 700 credit score, you have a 520. Well, now the loan's going to be denied. So at that point, you know, it was a bad pre-qual to begin with. Now the letter is going to say 90 days. Now, if you truly qualify for a mortgage, honestly, if nothing changes about you, meaning that you don't have any collections pop up, your income doesn't change, you don't spend the money that you save for your home, I mean, the letter, you can always be re-qualified, so it really never expires. The only time you need to talk to your loan officer about re-upping your qualification is if something changed. Okay, I was a nurse and now I'm a teacher. I went from 75,000 to 25,000, 50,000 a year. So that's going to affect how much you're approved for.
Right.
Or, hey, I forgot about a medical payment and it hit my credit. I don't know how my credit was affected. So, hey, pull my credit again to make sure I'm still good. But as long as everything about you stay consistent, you're going to be fine.
Yeah.
Well, I have a question for you. So we've been talking about kind of some of the do's in real estate, in the mortgage industry. I kind of want to talk through some of the don'ts. I know we touched on that about like purchasing a car. I just want to let everyone know like what they shouldn't be doing if they're going to qualify for a mortgage. Because sometimes people just don't know like I shouldn't be doing these things. And so can we talk about those things?
Yeah. Some of the things you don't want to do if you're in the process is definitely don't want to open up any new debt.
Right.
Not just a car. I've had people go out, they're closed on Friday, today is Wednesday. They get the email that says, congratulations, your file for the close. So they run out and they go buy the new refrigerator that I'm saving up for,
Right.
$4,000 Windows computer.
Right.
With
all the technology on
Facebook. Yeah, it's going to say Shelton got a glass of milk today, and they go finance that and it's $250 a month.
Right.
Well, you haven't closed yet, so you're still being monitored by the lender.
Right.
So we're going to get an alert that says there's a new credit inquiry, and then they're going to immediately call you and say, what's any debt owed? You say, oh yeah, I want to finance my furniture. Well, now that has to be added to because it's required to funding.
Right.
So it has to be added. So you definitely don't, it's not just a card, no debt, and not their credit card.
So it's going to be added to their debt to income ratio at that point.
And it may, if you're already on the cusp of qualifying for that home, because most of the time when you come to get pre-qualified, people want to buy the home the most amount of home they can qualify for.
Right.
Which means I've already maxed out your debt to income ratio.
Right.
So if you have a $10 new payment, it may make or break your loan immediately, if we were already maxed out. So definitely, that's a huge one. You get people go buy cars, you get people go buy furniture, credit cards, because you're preparing for their side. They mean well.
Right.
They get the words credit loans, they think that they're done.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, you're not done until it's funded.
Okay. So what I know we're talking through the do's and don'ts, but when you just touched on something else I want people to understand is what's the max for the debt to income ratio? Because when you get into that, people will they're like, well, what does that mean? What can we touch a little bit on that?
So it depends on your loan program and it depends on your credit score. So it's two-tiered. So the most common loan program is going to be your government, like the FHA, VA, USDA's.
Right.
So anywhere between, if you're under a 620 credit score, you're going to have a 43% DTI cap.
Okay.
Okay. And that's total debt though. That's student loans, that's credit cards, car notes, and the new house payment. That's 43.
So 43% of all the debt you have cannot exceed your income.
43% of your annual income.
Right.
So your debt cannot be more than 43% of your annual income.
Right.
Okay. So that's combined. Okay. And then they look at everything in mortgage on a monthly basis. So they take your annual income and divide it by 12. And when it comes to debt, they're only looking at your minimum monthly payment.
Okay.
So you may have $1,000 in credit card with a payment of $25. You're only looking at $25.
Okay.
So 43% detail, but that includes the house. That's huge because if you 45,000, let's say a teacher 45,000 a year, 50,000, half of that 25,000, and then you divide that by 12. So you're talking about $2,100 a month in total debt.
Right.
You know, you have a $500 car note. That means that now you're going to qualify for a $1,600 house.
Right.
And then you have $300 in student loans, so now you're $1,300 house and $100 in credit card debt is $1,200. Well, we both know right now $1,200 is not buying you
The type of house that most people want.
bingo. So already you're in trouble. You know?
Right.
So if you're
You said we have a problem.
exactly. So 620 and under, they're going to be 43% DTI. Above 620 on a conventional loan, most lenders are 55% max. My company, we are a little bit more risky, so we do 57% maximum DTI, and that's going to be the max. Now, for your conventional loan, if it's 660 or under, it's going to be 45% DTI. If it's 660 and above, they'll let you go as high as 50% DTI.
Oh, okay. Man, that's good information.
It definitely is. I'm like, man, I need to refinance this.
So are there any other adults that you think people should do other than not go out and get any new debt?
Another thing that I see a lot of people get stuck on is, you know, sometimes it's good to fact gather, but I always say fact gather from current professionals.
Right.
You know, a lot of times we talk to my uncle who used to do mortgages. Well, that was in the 80s.
Right.
Or my aunt who used to be a realtor, or she may actually be a realtor. No disrespect to your aunt, but your aunt probably closed 3 homes in the last 10 years.
Right.
She's not actively, you know what I'm saying? Like people who practice medicine in 1960 may think a stomach ache is going to lead to an ulcer and you're going to die. But today's medicine, they make it save your life. You get what I'm saying? Like, so because your aunt said it can't be done or it could be done, it may be impacting you negatively because you're coming to attack us because of what someone else said is not relevant anymore. You know, so that's the biggest don't. Just, you know, gather facts. If you don't check to see me as a loan officer, call another current loan officer.
Right.
Okay. If you're gonna check what Brenda says as a realtor, call another current realtor.
Right.
You know, and that's how you check and do a checks and balance system.
Yeah, I like that. Really good. What's the next question? What kind of down payment assistance? We get asked this question a lot, you know, with the DPA and the 2 different forms and stuff like that. Could you elaborate on that?
Yeah, so you have your their DPA down payment assistance are very wide. You know, you have people that call and they're asking about like your NACA and your UP program, those are your really, really low to moderate income programs.
Right.
I don't honestly know the ins and outs of how they work because I don't do them. But then you have your actual regular down payment assistance program like your T-SHAC and your SEF program, and you don't have to be in poverty to get them. You can be the average middle class family can qualify for them easily, right? Those are the ones I actually do. I'm actually assigned to do all of them actually. So
those would be like more considered like state programs, right? Because
right.
I think the NACAs and those are typically like city programs,
exactly.
But the T-SHACs of the world are like state programs.
Right. It's a state, and then they're going to go off of your basically qualifying based on your credit score, and then your income.
So typically, what does a credit score have to be? Because, you know, you hear a lot of people talking about, oh, I want a house, but I can't afford it. And then they start asking you, like, you know, is there any assistance that I can get? And what's like the baseline for credit score that we can even?
Well, T-SHAC and TDHCA, I think those are maybe wrong. They're 620.
Okay.
Your SEF program is going to be a 640.
Okay.
Okay, so every program is different, right? And then you have some of your programs are what we call true gift programs, which means that they give you the money, and it's your money because you qualify for it. And then you have some programs that, like the TDHCA, they actually do a solid second against your home where you have to stay in the home 7 or 8 years before it's given.
Right.
Okay. And so that those are typically going to have a little bit better interest rate because they're lower risk to the state because
Right.
they're going to tie you to the property, which means that they're not going to just give you a bucket of money and then you refinance next month and they never made any profit off the money they gave you, right? Because that's another thing a lot of people realize that all these loans that are down payment assistance loans, they're actually being purchased directly by the program. As soon as it closes, we have like a month to get them the full package. It's their loan,
Okay.
which is why they're giving you the assistance in return for the higher interest rate. Let's say if your APR on a regular loan right now is 4.875. Well, if you took the maximum assistance from T-Shack, it may be an APR, for example, of 5.875.
Right.
So they're going to make more profit off of it, which is they're going to eventually get their money back.
Right.
Okay.
So they get that back through the interest rate.
They get it back to their interest rate over time. So they're going to help you get it. They're going to help you help them.
Right.
You know, and I mean, to me, I love it. I do quite a bit of them because nothing in life is free. You know,
Right.
and honestly, if you're renting, rent is 100% interest,
Right.
you know,
Right.
because you're going to pay it out, you're never going to get it back. You don't own any portion of it. So even if I have to pay a 6% APR on a home that I own, it's still better than paying 100% on something I don't own.
Right.
Yeah, and a lot of people get caught up on that though. What's your rate today? And you tell them the program rate that they help them buy a home, and they're, oh, that's too high. My uncle said that's too high. So your uncle does mortgage? Well, no, he's a janitor. Okay, but he just bought a house for 3%.
Right.
You know,
Already got one in 2008. I love it when somebody tells. I'm like, well, when did they buy it? Oh, they bought it in 2008. I'm like, oh, okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you know all the benefits that come along with home ownership. Like honestly, if you have to pay a little bit higher interest rate, but there's people every day that call me and they'll rather continue to rent and pay 100% interest and own nothing than to pay a 5.5 and own their home.
Right.
It is crazy. I don't understand that mindset because, you know, it's like, if I can't be a millionaire, I'd rather be homeless. You know, like, you don't want to be middle class? Middle class is okay.
Well, that's why we're here as a real estate hour, so we can get the word out and show everyone how important it is to understand every facet of home ownership, including mortgages.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think that's we did the pre-approval, difference in pre-approval and pre-qualification. Is there anything else you would like to throw out there for just good information, like what was that we was talking about, like a rapid rescore and stuff like that? You guys offer rapid rescore?
Yeah, we do a rescore. I personally do it for my clients that are I know are 100% committed because it costs me money. I'm a branch manager, so I run a P&L. So every dollar that's spent, pulling your credit, rapid rescore, everything basically comes out of my pocket.
Can we explain to all our viewers, our live followers, we love you guys, what a rapid rescore is? Because I'm not sure that all first-time homeowners or potential buyers understand what that is.
So typically it takes about 30 to 60 days after you pay a bill or you settle a debt for it to show reflecting your credit score. And then it may actually show updated on your credit report, but it may not show in your score. Your score may not change because they may calculate it every 3 months, every 6 months, whatever they do. I really don't know.
Right.
The rapid rescore is when a company like myself, I can pay them. I think it's like $120 per trade line now if you do all 3 bureaus, 3 major, and they will update it usually in 3 to 5 days. Points and all the history. So once let's say your credit card was maxed out.
Right.
To get your scores up, I suggest that you pay your cards down. You're going to get an updated balance. I'm going to request a rescore to the credit bureau, pay them the $120 per credit card, and they're going to use the documentation you gave. Of course, they're going to do their own research to make sure we didn't falsify it, and then your scores will change typically in 3 to 5 days.
Right, and they shoot up, guys. That's what that means. That means that you're paying your bills down, and then now they can go in and then just quickly rescore those for you, and then that makes your mortgage cheaper or the interest rate, because guess what? Now your credit's better.
Yep, absolutely. Another thing too, a lot of people realize is disputes. You cannot have any accounts in dispute when you're going through the mortgage process. I know we all done credit repair on myself 3 or 4 times on commission. Some years are good, some years are bad.
Right.
You know, some year you may get yours, some year they ain't up.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So, but do that prior to applying for the mortgage because once we pull your credit and there's disputes, we're going to actually call and remove the disputes.
Okay.
And then their underwriter is going to make us do a new credit pool to see how the credit was impacted up or down after the disputes.
Okay.
Because to my understanding, I'm not a credit expert, but to my understanding, when you put something in disputes, supposedly they give you the benefit of the doubt and give you back a point. So you may have a 700 credit score because all your negative things are in dispute. But when the real reflection, they say, okay, well, they take it off. You may have a 580.
Right.
And we see it every day. So you cannot have anything in dispute during the time of underwriting.
Okay, so say they go through credit repair, because sometimes we fall in hard times, you go through credit repair. Is there a certain amount of time that a buyer needs to wait till after all of that's done? So say they go through credit repair, everything's actually taken care of, things are closed out. Can they immediately apply for a loan, or is there a certain amount of days that they should maybe wait to apply?
Yeah, if all the disputes are okay, removed and everything, what I did is I actually spoke to my credit professional, like, hey, I think I need to, move forward with a mortgage. What do you think? I always check with the professionals,
Right.
Because I want to be successful in my ventures,
Right.
So I'm always going to ask, and then they'll tell me, yeah, no, wait, give it another 30 days. I think they're going to be concerned with this, and, not usually follow their lead. But if they release you from the program and say, yep, we've done everything we can, your score is up X amount of points, and you should be ready to go, you can apply the same day.
So guys, that means get acquainted with a lender. Get acquainted with Shelton, okay? He's a lender. He can give you that information. You don't have to be in the dark. You don't have to be afraid of what home ownership means or how to get started. We're here to help you. I always like to know fun facts about people. So I want to know, because this is not all about real estate. This is fun and games too, guys. I want to know a fun fact about you.
About me.
Or you can tell us, no, fun fact. Yeah, a fun fact. We want to know a fun fact about you.
A fun fact about me. So many.
There's so many. Well, pick at least one.
Let's see. Fun facts. I would say that what people find the most shocking is that I'm actually, you see what I do for a living, I'm out speaking with people, and you think I'm a real people person. But my purpose in life, if you could lock me in the house with the TV.
Right. I thought you were going to say you do comedy. By now you were a comedian.
People think, oh, he's so outgoing, he's a people person. If you let me, I would be at home all day by myself, and relaxing, chilling. They're like, you're so sociable. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I actually can't wait to go home and rip off the softball basketball shorts and just chill. But that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Maybe I can't tell.
That's it's just a lot of training, in sales. But I do love people, but people is my business.
Right.
So my fiance always like, well, don't you want to go somewhere? I'm a homebody, but I do love people. I really like working with people. I like people to win.
Right.
I take each loan personally.
Right.
Because typically, I can see myself in almost everybody I help.
Yeah.
At some point in my life, I've been there. Either 498 was my lowest credit score.
Isn't that beautiful? Though?
Yeah. So when I get the lower credit people, you can buy own 2 homes.
Right.
And I've had a 498 several times.
Right.
Right. And I can relate to the people who are higher income earners who have 700 credit.
Right.
I've been in between.
Right.
A good majority of my life. So I just want them to win.
Right.
And I helped a guy recently who had child support that has been beating him for years. Yeah. And he's applied for mortgages and got through inspection and appraisal several times just to get shut down.
Right.
And he was so beat down when I found him that he was just like, it's not going to work. He was just so negative about everything. And finally, I had to tell him, man, look, I can fight the underwriters, I can fight the seller agent, I can buy us more time, I can't fight you.
Right.
If you have to believe,
right.
in yourself first,
right.
and then in me second, and then my team third.
Yeah.
But he had just been through so much and heard no. and it was almost heartbreaking, but I understood because I have child support. I have children outside the home, so I understand how hard it is to overcome that negative history and still have a part of life. You know?
Or even believe that it's attainable, guys. It is attainable.
It is attainable. And he closed. He closed. He got his house.
Yeah.
Still calling me every day when you come over to the barbecue and I owe you lunch and dinner. And he won. You know, he got his home and I told him it was possible. And I'm like, you happen to speak to someone who actually knows more about child support than I do mortgage.
So that's why it's definitely important to have an experienced lender who understands the different facets of life. We all go through things. We all see ups and downs, but the thing is, we cannot give up. It is attainable. Leon, I'd actually like to know a fun fact about you so that all of our viewers can get to know something about you as well.
A fun fact about me is, I'm gonna keep it real simple. I recently just bought my first house, and so that's a fun fact about me.
You probably should share your age so that people will know.
All right, guys, I'm 42 years old. No, I'm 27.
That would be like after being like 10 years or something.
Yeah,
because if it multiplies, right?
It might be there, but yeah, recently bought my first piece of property, and for me, confidence was like a real big thing because it's like real overwhelming. Like the paperwork, a lot of stuff that you got to do, the inspections, the appraisals. It can definitely be overwhelming, but I would say definitely confidence and confidence in yourself, your lender, your realtor. You got that support, then the process can be really smooth, definitely. But I would say it's no ownership like home ownership. So being 27 years old is definitely it's a beautiful thing. For my people who know what the bundle of legal rights is, it's definitely a beautiful thing to have. Definitely.
So we have some comments over here. Somebody said, that's a great info. Hey, Tasha, thank you for that. And then someone else said, ooh, y'all.
Is that Ludacris? Is that Scotty?
Oh, hey, Scotty. Scotty said, is that Ludacris? No, it's his little cousin. Okay.
Look, let me tell you something about Scotty. Every mixer we go to, every real estate mixer, I can be talking to somebody, all you hear is Luda in the back. I know exactly who it is, bro. Me personally, I don't think of that.
Why you don't like Ludacris?
I'm not against Ludacris. I just think that
what did he do to you?
He didn't do nothing to me. I just feel like my genes are stronger.
You feel like you're handsomer?
Yeah.
Is that a word?
I would say I'm more sturdy.
Is that a word, handsomer?
Handsomer?
Yeah.
It's definitely a word now.
Yeah.
Check that, put that to the Urban Dictionary.
Yeah.
But that's what's up, Scotty, man. Thank you once again. Thank you, Scotty.
That is funny. So we, of course, since I asked you guys, I'm going to tell a fun fact about me. I love to salsa dance. Absolutely love it, okay? I love salsa dancing. It's a great exercise. I like the culture, I love food, I love people, and I like to dance. So, before we get out of here, I'd like to invite you all, if you're a home buyer, you're interested in it, you're renting now, you want to plan for the future, we're here to do that. Shelton talked about budgeting. We can sit down with you, go over a budget, help you prepare for those things. Actually, he'll be here to talk to people, even if you want to fill out an application, just to kind of so you can see where you are. We'll be having a home buying seminar. So again, mortgage will be here, the title company, inspectors, credit repair. Everybody's coming together so we can empower each other, so we can learn from each other, and so that we can make some of those dreams that you have with home ownership come to reality.
Yeah.
So meet us. We'll drop the location below. We've got an Eventbrite. I think it's on Eventbrite. There's an Eventbrite. What's it called? There's an Eventbrite schedule. Okay, it's free. There's no cost to you. It's going to be November the 6th. At 6 p.m. So just come out. It's going to be here at the office. We're going to give you the address. We'll drop that below, and then we hope to see you there. Please RSVP so that we can make sure that There is a limited amount of seats, so we want to make sure that we can be accommodating to you. We thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be back at the same time next week on Tuesday. Okay. So we can't wait to see you guys next Tuesday. We're excited about you joining us.
And we can see Brandon Salsa dance on the 6th. You know, see we got there. I go by the L. And I just get like that. But yeah, we appreciate you guys. Tune in next Tuesday. Make sure you guys hit the like button, the share button. Share this information with some people. It's definitely some good information.
Yeah, and we
are knowledgeable. And let's get you in a house. Let's get you your own property. What you think about that?
I would love to put them in their own property. You know what's funny? I do this every day, but now when I buy and sell properties as well, and I'm like, these buyers are freaking out. But when it's me, I do the same thing.
Yeah.
I was so nervous. You know, my investment property, I'd be a nervous wreck. I'm gonna be checking everything, calling people every 3 minutes. Like, I'm gonna get back with you later on the day. I'm like 3 minutes later. You heard anything?
It is a process, and that is why we're here as professionals to walk you through that. Thank you so much, Shelton, for coming out, for spending some time, for sharing the love. And you guys will see you next week at 1 o'clock. And thank you for joining the Real Estate Hour with Brandy and Leon. We'll see you later, guys.
Peace.
Thank you.